Hey, what's up guys, Dimebot here, and well, this is Quake Champions, so NDA has finally been lifted. We could actually play the game and stuff. See, look, streaming is allowed, isn't it wonderful? Oh, and there's a new game mode. Alright, so we're not going to spend a lot of time hanging out on this menu because I know you guys want to see some gameplay, so let's hop in and let's talk about the game. You see there's a variety of modes. We're going to do Team Deathmatch first. Now, this is from id and Bethesda, being published by Bethesda. It is Quake, except it's not Quake, but it is Quake. Alright, let's get something out of the way first here, and we're going to be playing as the Ranger, who is the Quake 1 guy. Match found. Alright, so let's accept. So, people have been saying that this game is not true Quake, that the champions ruin the game, that the passives and the actives ruin the game. That we'll talk about later with the champions, but people have also been saying, oh, they took strafe jumping out of this, and they did this and that, and it's not Quake. Bullshit. Anybody that tells you that is lying. This is Quake. Blood Covenant is actually a Quake 3 map, so we're going to play that because I like that map. Now then, I'll just preface this by saying, remember, you're here for the commentary, not the incredible gameplay. So, let's get loaded in. And this game has some really horrible loading times for whatever reason, like upwards of 15 seconds for me a lot of the time, and I don't really understand why. And we're still not fully loaded. Ah, there we go. Alright, so this is the warm-up. So you can run around, and you can shoot, and you can watch the game lag, which is actually a problem that we'll talk about a little later on as far as netcode goes for this game. But basically, it's just, you know, pre-match warm-up. Just run around, do whatever. It doesn't count. So, you guys may be noticing that this looks pretty Quake-like. That's kind of because it is. I mean, it moves like Quake, it feels like Quake, it runs, performance-wise, most of the time, phenomenally well, and the engine looks like it'll run on a toaster as far as scalability. So here we go. Now, right away you'll notice that icon in the bottom. That is my hero's special ability. In this case, for the Ranger, it allows me to throw out a little ball of energy that I can then teleport to, so it can be kind of fun. Let's kill this guy. Talk a little bit about what makes Quake Quake. So, Quake is a first-person shooter. It's an arena-style shooter. It's got weapons on the map that you pick up, but it's very much a game about map control and resource management. It's about finding the pathing that gets you to the weapons you want and allows you to control the mega armor and the various other power-ups. That's going to be how you're going to win, and I'm also terrible at strafe jumping. It's been way too long since I've had to do it, and I'm just not doing a good job. There are a variety of weapons around the map. You know, currently using the double shotty. There is my ability, and every character also has a passive, and I will... Oh yeah, the Ranger's is that he takes less self-inflicted damage, so he's made for rocket jumping, basically, which would be great if I could get the rocket launcher. Speaking of... Excuse me, guys. Time to kill is pretty quick. Now, I have heard a lot of pros that have played this game have said that the hitboxes are actually an issue. This game uses very precise hitboxes, and the pros have said that for such a fast-paced game, it's actually a bad thing, that it actually really affects, say, the shoddy and things like that. They would prefer the blockier hitboxes. That being said, I really can't tell the difference because my aim sucks anyways. Like I said, you're here for the commentary, not the gameplay, and we're just going to keep it that way. Now, you'll see me picking up these little hourglass icons. They allow me to decrease the cooldown on my slip gate there, which is actually very nice. Now, one of the problems with the slip gate, and one reason you'll hear me say that the power-ups, or the powers, don't actually impact the game in a huge way is when I throw that thing out, everybody can see it. They know where I'm going to go, so it's pretty easy to have a rocket waiting there for me when I teleport out. Now, if I hit somebody with it and teleport to it right as it hits, I'm going to telefrag them, so you know, there's trade-offs either way there, but that's why I feel like that ability and a lot of the others aren't huge game changers. They're certainly nice, and the effect for the quad damage right there is super nice, but I don't feel like the champion abilities really ruin the fundamental balance of the game in any way. I feel like some of them aren't very fun and aren't very Quake-like, but that's a completely different thing, and we'll talk about that when we go over the champions. So you'll notice that I'm getting my ass kicked, and what's happening here is exactly what I've been talking about. They're controlling the map very well. They're on a route that allows them to get the power-ups. They're staying together. And basically because of that, they're just wrecking our asses. But the gameplay is snappy. It's fun, it looks good, it runs very well. I've seen a few hiccups here and there. However, there's also been a lot of reports of hacking, of people turning on and off, lag so that they can get out of a fight where they're losing, things like that. And the netcode seems to be a little less than stable sometimes. Now, it is a beta, but for a game like this, which is an online first-person shooter with no single-player component, the netcode's got to be rock solid, and it's not. It actually has some significant issues that id and Bethesda absolutely have to address. Let's switch heroes. We'll go with Nyx. Now, Nyx is interesting. She has a wall jump that she can use, and she also can ghost walk, which makes her invisible for a few seconds. Nice and handy for getting out of a fight. You'll also notice that I chose a starting weapon. Now, this is not a loadout. This just allows me to choose a weapon I'm more comfortable with to start. It is weaker than a normal shotgun. It's not doing as much damage. Now, if I were to pick up another shotgun, it would turn into that super shotgun, but it's simply something I feel a little more comfortable with starting out with. And here's the super machine gun, and there goes the super machine gun. Great. Yeah, it's a Quake game. It's fun. It's fast. Here's the ghost walk. Now, here's the lightning gun, and actually, I used to love the lightning gun in Quake 3, and I hate it in this game. I feel like it does no damage at all. I know it wasn't always a high damage weapon in the older games, but I really, god damn it, this guy in the rocket launcher, I really feel like it does, he cut me off. I really feel like it does nothing in this game, damage-wise. Weapon balances and tweaks are certainly incoming as they work on releasing the game. So, let's talk about the business model while we play here and while we get fragged and wrecked. So, first, I was very concerned about this game because I saw that it was going to be free to play, and it had a bunch of champions, 9 at the current time to be exact, and I was thinking, great, okay, so they're going to, oh god, their whole team's here, oh god, oh god, I was thinking, oh, they're going to charge us, per hero or whatever, it's going to be, awful and overpriced, and I really don't want to deal with that. But no, there's actually the free model, and there is the pay $50 and get every hero that they ever champion. I'm sorry, I'll get it right eventually. Every champion that they ever release. So, which I'm comfortable with that model, and that allows the free mode to essentially act as, say, a demo for people that aren't sure if they want the game. And then, if you want to buy an individual hero or pony up and buy the whole game, then you can go ahead and do it. And I'm fine with that model if that's how they want to do it. There's a lot of other games that have done that. Smite is a great example. Smite allows you to rent heroes or purchase individual heroes, but it also allows you to do the whole buy it and get everything that ever comes out for it forever, except for the cosmetics thing. And they're gonna have a cosmetic shop in this game. I'll show it to you guys in a minute. And I don't have a problem with buying cosmetics. I never have. It's buying power that's always turned me off in these kind of games, and I see no such indication that they're going to do that. So the business model is absolutely fine by me. I don't have a problem with it. What I do have is a problem with jumping and lagging. GG netcode. All right, let's get in here and get killed. Yep. So this is part of the champions. I have lower health than a lot of other champions. I'm a squish. Every character has their own stat for health, armor, and speed, and the health and armor have a base and a max, and we're tabbed out. Thanks. This game is not running true full screen. Let's look. It's on full screen. It just let me mouse right out of the game. I hate it when devs do this. It's 2017. Don't, put off a borderless window mode on us as full screen. It's bullshit. Don't do it. Actually, that's a major problem. That needs to be fixed ASAP. That is, a lot of people run dual monitor setups. Why is it such a hard concept to have true, dedicated full screen? Fucking ridiculous. Yeah, the battle could be going better. Thank you, in-game character, for saying exactly what I was thinking. It reminds me of my old days playing Quake. I loved it, but I was never all that great at it.
Quad spawn
Now, let's address one of the other things in the room. The people that are saying that the champions ruin the game. I don't think they do. I've never, as I said, been in a situation where I feel like a champion's passive or active was actually the deciding factor in the fight. It may have been what got the killing blow, but there were a lot of other circumstances that led up to that, like me making a poor decision about positioning or missing a bunch of shots that contributed more to the kill. The people are saying, oh, we don't want this. We want the pure Quake experience. No, obviously you don't. There have been a ton of games that have tried to do the pure arena shooter experience, and none of them have decent player bases. I myself did several videos on Toxic, and that game is barely hanging on. So clearly the pure shooter experience is not what people want. So I'm not sure what these people think they want, but I mean, if it was that, they would have gravitated towards the game. I really think they just like to bitch and whine on Reddit, because that seems to be about where I run into most of them. So that's really all I have to say about that. But this offers a modern take, and it has a new meta. It's not stale. Quake Live's meta has not changed in literal years, which is ridiculous. So yeah, a new meta, new things, new heroes. You're not ever going to be, shoehorned into one role, really, and all the different classes' abilities mean is that you might have some slightly different health stats, but that's about it, because you can use all the same weapons everybody else can. You can do all the same things everybody else can. Yeah, and Sacrifice, one character might be slightly better at flag running, but if you think about it, that was true in the old Quake too, because hitboxes were different. Quake 3 had some really weird shaped characters, and people really didn't complain that much about that, and some characters are better for running the flag than others. So I call bullshit on the whole, we actually wanted the pure Quake experience back. All you people can just go fuck off. I'm done with your shit. And let's go talk about some of the other stuff in this game, like the big XP bar. Yep, it's got one of these. Every game has to have one. I could do without this, but it's part of modern gaming. We're never going to get rid of it. But it doesn't grant you power. It just lets you get cosmetics like loot boxes and things. Let's make sure my voice volume was turned. Nope, it wasn't. Well, that's fun. Why can't games have voice turned down by default? I don't want to talk to people on the internet that I don't already know. Those people suck, and I don't want to deal with them. Okay, so let's talk champions and let's talk customization. This game's got a customization system a lot like Doom from last year. It's got shaders, it's got parts that you can unlock and put wherever you want, it's got vanity things, and it's got an insane amount of customization. It's got just ridiculous amounts of things in it, and a lot of it can be bought through loot boxes, but the game does seem to give you loot boxes on a fairly regular basis. So let's talk about stats. This is where things get interesting. You'll notice that there's a active, a passive, and then 3 stats down there. Like this guy, he can charge, Scaleberry, he can charge and he'll do damage if he hits you. He's got 150 health base max, 25 armor base and max, and 300 speed. So he's fairly speedy, but he's not the fastest. But if his speed reaches 400, which it can, he'll start doing damage to people he runs into. We've already seen Ranger. He's got the slipgate. He's got middle-of-the-road stats, but pretty good speed. Visor. This guy's terrifying. So Visor has a wall hack as his active, basically. He can see through walls. But his passive, Grasshopper, he strafe jumps, and it gains speed, and there's no cap, meaning that people that are good with strafe jumping are going to play this guy and be insanely fast. You've got Anarchy. Anarchy also is ridiculous. So he can restore health and give himself a permanent health buff. But what's even nuttier is that he can, have great control in the air with his hoverboard pro passive. So if you have a lot of speed with this guy and you're in the air, you're going to have quantitatively better control than anyone else. Nyx, we played as Nyx. She's got wall jump. She's got ghost walk. We've got Sorlag, who is the guy that killed us with his acid spit, which was not fun. And he actually has 2 passives. He's got bunny hop. When he jumps in one direction, he increases speed, and he can't take acid damage. So not the fastest, though. Here's Clutch. Clutch I actually hate. Clutch's passive or active is stupid. It puts up a barrier, and the barrier only goes down when he activates his weapon. Why, in a game about fighting people, will you force me to stop fighting people? That needs to go right now. He's also a good newbie-friendly character. If you run in one direction for long enough, he accelerates, and he takes less damage. So, yeah, he's a good newbie-friendly character. Still, hate him. Absolutely hate him. I've never seen her active used. It's a totem that heals her and does damage to enemies and heals her allies. Never, ever seen it used. And picking up health also decreases her cooldown. She's kind of a middle-of-the-road character as well. And Slash. I love Slash. Slash is great. Slash leaves a plasma trail behind her when she activates her ability. Pressing the button again detonates it. And guess what? People that get caught in it generally die. It's a hell of a lot of fun. And she can crouch slide, so if you crouch when you land from a jump, she gains speed. It's pretty freaking fun, and she has 0 armor base. She's extremely squishy. These are the kind of things that are going to determine your character choices. But all in all, I don't feel that they're game breaking. Here's the loot boxes. Let's see what we get. It's got a slick animation. This should look familiar if you played Doom. So we got something for Galena and something for Visor. You can buy them. I don't have any more. I'm not going to buy some. Alright. So, back to the customization. Some of the costumes make the characters look completely different, and I'm actually a big fan of these different looks. And you can mess with all kinds of doodads, but one thing that they really got me on is this. The old Quake guns. You know, they're in here, and I want them. They look amazing. And just, that's a great cosmetic right there. There's the Quake 4 lightning gun. There's the Quake 1 rocket launcher. There's the fucking Quake 2 railgun. I want these things. They don't have different power levels or anything. They're awesome cosmetics, and I think this is a great way to monetize the game. You also have these daily challenges that allow you to get favor to spend on things, so, you know, that's not a bad way to go about it either. But as long as they don't ever do a pay-to-win model, and I don't think this game is even remotely set up to do that, I'm fine. So, let's, I don't know, should we do one more match? I guess we should jump in to do one more match. We'll, maybe talk about Duel for a second, because Duel is the problem game mode that's going to give free-to-play players a problem. You have to have 3 heroes to even get into it, because it has a draft. But if you can rent, and if there's the other system, I don't see a problem with it. But let's try out the new mode, which is Sacrifice. And Sacrifice is kind of interesting. Sacrifice lets you play as a team, and it's kind of like a capture the flag mode with a little bit of domination thrown in, and it's pretty damn interesting. Let's check it out. Now, while you're waiting for the queue, you can switch heroes and everything. Champions, God, I'll get it right eventually. You can switch champions. Stupid game. But yeah, I think that the game so far is looking pretty promising. Like I said, have my nitpicks with it, and we'll definitely have to talk about those nitpicks coming up. I've already gotten most of them, but yeah, match found. And let's go. Time for another ludicrous loading screen, I'm quite sure. That's definitely one thing I don't understand. Alright, here we go. Okay, warm up again. Yay. Alright, so like I said, this is Sacrifice. The idea with Sacrifice is you go grab the soul. There's the plasma trail for this character. And the crouching bit. Sacrifice. You go grab the soul, you take it to your obelisk, and your obelisk turns into a thing that you have to defend while you build up a certain, you know, to 100% basically, and get a point. And the match ends, I believe, when one team scores 3 points. So it's like a combination of capture the flag and domination. It's pretty interesting. Problem is, a lot of people don't seem to actually know how it works, and I've had great difficulty winning a game with it. A lot of people just play it like it's Team Deathmatch, which is not ideal. Please go back to Team Deathmatch. Alright, so see? Insert the soul into the obelisk. So, let's do that. This match doesn't seem very stable. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk about some of the stability issues, because this game's netcode is garbage. And as I said earlier, they absolutely need to nail the netcode for a game like this. This guy doesn't know I'm here. Oh, he's got a buddy. And his buddy is ignoring me? And I lost all my momentum, and now we're dead. Great. I feel like in certain instances, I'm literally lagging to the point, like just enough that my inputs aren't going through when I want them to and getting stuck on things. Which is not fun, as you can imagine. Oh well, I have the mega health, so that's a good thing. Yeah, come on, come on. I know you're down there. Oh, shit. And you have a friend. Of course you have a friend. Ah, I didn't get my detonate off. That might have killed him. I do appreciate how long the cooldown timers are. I think the spawns in this game also need to be worked on a little bit, because I just spawned literally, and I was stuck on that guy's head. Seriously, I just spawned right next to two of them. You would think there would be a check for that, or are we going to like Call of Duty Black Ops 3 days here? It seems like that's what's happening, and this match is, mark my words, this match is going to crash. This server is going to die. These are supposed to be dedicated servers. They sure as hell don't feel like it. And I think that that's going to be a problem. I like this game. I enjoy playing it. I have great hopes for it if they fix some bugs and maybe do a pass on some of the champion abilities and, you know, maybe rework some of them. But I feel like right now the thing that's going to screw this game is the netcode and the servers, because they're both pretty bad. But it's still in beta, so time will tell. We'll see what we can see. But the railgun. Let's go find somebody to shoot in the head with it. What? Great. Hi. Hi, how you doing, buddy? Server crash incoming. Yep. There we go. Gosh, that's shocking. I don't know what to say. This game has issues that need to be fixed, like right now, and I see it hurting the game greatly if they don't fix said issues pretty damn quickly. Alright guys, well that's gonna do it for me. That's just kind of my thoughts on the Quake Champions beta. I hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Dimebot. I'll see you next time. Hey, did you enjoy that video? Awesome! How about you click that subscribe button right there, or that Patreon button, or if you're too lazy to do either one of those, check out these other two videos. I bet you'll like them.